Wid Yi.
Right, the Christmas jumpers are on, and we have changed routine this week. So we normally have our kebab pre-recording the podcast. This week, big up the guys from Big Manny's. We've just demolished tater tots. Well, actually, we haven't demolished them. There's still some here. We've got tater tots, and we had a Christmas pizza. You have got to try this. Could you stop chewing your mouth open? The one good thing about the Christmas Village is the Big Manny's pizza stall. Would you stop putting me off?
I'm just eating a tater tot.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything to put you off. I'm just...
I mean, you've been provocative and seductive, and then you're eating like a mink. Nom, 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 nom. Yeah, here we go.
Can you hear me swallowing? Hang on.
I don't want to hear you swallowing. Oh, God, no one needs to hear that. Anyway, it's the Christmas special.
Hey, we made it.
We made it to Christmas without being cancelled, as hard as Karen tried.
Do you want to know? We're now 30 episodes in.
We are.
Yeah, Karen can't stop us from making episodes.
Did you get angry text off of people last week? If you haven't listened, I'm not going to spoil the surprise, but we did a very Karen-friendly episode last week.
I haven't had a complaint from a single Karen yet. But I have had complaints about last week's episode. The fact it was too clean. Too squeaky clean and not offensive in any way.
I got a text off of Paul who said, I think maybe something's wrong with your levels.
Oh, I had those.
I can hear lots of music. Hey, we said it was Karen-friendly.
Well, listen to episode 29, the Karen-friendly special. Needless to say, and I can promise this to everyone, we will never do that again.
I mean,
Karen will not win.
We were going to delete it, and then we thought, nah, fuck that.
No. Karen's getting her episode, and then they can listen to that as many times as they wish.
Karen can listen to it on repeat. Any Karen can. I mean, honestly, why?
Karen can.
Karen can.
It sounds like Simon Says.
Karen can. Fuck off.
Karen can't have any of that. Oh no, you're talking. Oh, it's bad. Oh no, I am going to...
What I don't get, right, if you listen to the podcast once and you think this isn't my thing, why would you keep listening?
Why would you give us negative comments in our YouTube channel? Why? What do you get out of it?
Empowerment.
Speaking of empowerment...
Yes.
Did you get that text I sent you? The one about Lily Phillips, the porn actress.
I probably did, and I think I got that at work, as I always do with your text.
Well, for all those that don't know what's going on, Lily Phillips, the porn actress who very famously last year slept with 100 men in a day, has put out a casting call.
All right, okay.
She now wants to sleep with 1,000 men in a day.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, she's just got to lie back there and take it. She's probably going to have more comeback than Kim Kardashian when she bends over in front of whoever she's bent over in front of. But I suppose that would be my first question. Would you answer the casting call?
No. I mean, I don't want to have to go to the clap clinic. Not this time of year.
You don't want to go to the clatty clinic?
No. I mean, why? Just imagine how many doctor's trips you'd be going on.
I'm just thinking of the logistics of this. Would you need a warehouse and a changing room for... You're there with 1,000 guys.
Yeah.
Getting naked in a changing room with 1,000 guys, and you're just waiting your raffle ticket to come along and stick your dick in a cummy minge. And I'm not talking about a cummy minge. It would literally be like sticking your dick in a fish tank full of cum.
Imagine owning shares in Durex. What a time to be alive.
Is it Durex or is it going to be fucking or bear? In which case you think, what the fuck? Right, if you were raffle ticket number 999 out of 1,000.
No.
You wouldn't do it.
No.
You wouldn't?
I'd be going, I'm really sorry, I got a doctor's appointment. Now, hypothetically, because I'm not going to go near that.
Well, no. You will have a doctor's appointment for the second you leave that building. Now, how big would this building have to be? We're talking like an Aldi supermarket full of men with boners. Would there be fluffers in there to keep them in the mood? I don't know. I do not know.
You're giving this an awful lot of thought. Merry Christmas.
This is to break a world record, and to be honest, I read the record was something like 960 folk. And
so why not make it 970? Why do you have to round it up?
I think the thousands are a round number. I don't know. I don't think she'll do it. Now, You Bet was on a couple of weeks ago. Why do they not put this on You Bet? She comes down in front of Stephen Mulhern and Holly Willoughby and says, I bet I can sleep with 1,000 men in 24 hours.
Do you think Stephen Mulhern would know how to handle it? He'd be like, oh my God, good gracious. I mean, I think she's going to read bedtime stories with it. He'd be flustered.
I'm thinking you'd have Harry Redknapp and Rob Beckett as the two judges going, oh yeah, go on, darling, you've got this, yeah, you've got it, yeah, you've got the clap now. Look at a ball technique.
Oh, so, lots of dribbling.
For fuck's sake.
Wid Yi.
The fuck?
I was about to say, and then you fucking derailed me.
That's what she said.
Seeing as this is a Christmas episode and it's a bit of a special, we're going to drop things this week like WhatsApp Your Widget, but that will return in 2025.
When we come back with a vengeance.
We will. Now,
like Die Hard.
Only better, somehow. Anyway, just in case you don't know the WhatsApp number...
4474606 43930. WhatsApp Your Widget. Would you?
So send us WhatsApp Your Widgets.
Have you noticed something about that jingle?
It sounds all very familiar. In fact, speaking of Christmas, right?
Yeah.
The Christmas episode of Father Ted.
Oh my God. That is my one thing I have to do on Christmas Eve.
I have that myself, but we'll come back to that. Do you not think it sounds like... Do you remember in the 90s where you had those like dating phone numbers that you would phone up?
Yeah.
And they'd have like, if you want a good time, phone Minge Chat or something like that on 69, 69, 69.
Or if you're going to stick with the Father Ted tangent...
Priest Chat.
Oh my God, it's so fucking good. If you're a priest and you've got stuff you'd like to talk about, call Priest Chat back.
So he phones Priest Chat back and you go, I'd like to talk about, I should be over the moon, but I've got this award that I'm going to get. And he speaks to these two priests. Well, this is actually how to break bad news to a loved one.
Remember how your husband used to like going for a wank?
And then you get the Neds phone.
Priest, fucking priest.
Bloody priest.
Yeah.
Do you mind? This is a priest-only phone number, son.
Was that in the Christmas special?
I'm sure it was. Yeah, it was because he was getting an award.
Oh,
And
the Golden Cleric.
Yeah.
The Golden Cleric rattles off this massive
the
list
one.
of everyone who's ever pissed him off in life, and he's there for like 8 hours straight.
It's Ireland's largest lingerie section. Now, so I'm told. Or something like that.
Are you looking for a dramatic... Why are we doing Father Ted impressions?
Are you looking for a dramatic Brian Blessed voice? No, I believe you wanted a boring voice.
There's one more boring voice that betters the one in the Christmas special.
What's that?
Father Stone.
Oh, Father Stone.
Michael Redmond.
Oh, where are you, Michael?
I think he's doing the comedy circuit in Glasgow these days. That, promoting his book, and randomly liking things that I post on Twitter. That's my claim to fame.
Yeah, so you're followed on Twitter by Father Stone himself.
Yes, I am. I'm also followed by a guy who sings in the Spin Doctors. Remember them? Two Princes. But Michael Redmond's probably a bigger claim to fame, I would argue.
I would say Father Stone's a bigger claim to fame, yeah.
Now, I wasn't going to share this, but we did actually DM him a wee while ago on Twitter.
He didn't say no, to be fair.
He said he was kind of busy.
But that was back in summer.
That wasn't a hint that I took, so I messaged him again and said, hey, would really love to have Father Stone on the Christmas special of our podcast this year. We've got a reply from it. He sent us a voice message.
No way.
Yeah.
What's he saying?
No, I'm fine.
Well, that's a shame. Maybe we'll get him on next year.
He might come back and he might say, you know what, I want to go on that show.
I think it's maybe the offer of a round of golf afterwards that's put him off.
Do you want to know? I've got a funny feeling we could ask him again if he'll come on the podcast. And do you know what he's going to say?
No, I'm fine.
Wid Yi.
Oh, Chris Barron. That's his name, the guy from the Spin Doctors.
Chris Barron.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Chris Barris.
Where's Chris Barris?
He's a singer.
Right, okay. Well, so's Chris Barron.
Well, I've never heard of Chris Barron, but I've heard of Chris Barris.
You've never heard of the Spin Doctors?
You've never heard of Chris Barris Band?
I mean, why didn't the Spin Doctors do a Christmas tune? That would have been good.
Speaking of Chris,
Yeah.
did you hear Chris Rea's having problems with his car?
No.
If he doesn't get new springs, a shock absorber, discs and pads all round and a new exhaust, he ain't driving home for Christmas.
That's like an episode of Ghostbusters. Do you ever get that meme on like Facebook, you know, the Chris Rea number plate when it talks about, oh my God, this guy got the biggest fucking drive home at Christmas time. They always put like that CR15REA. They try and make the number plate spell out Chris Rea. I saw a really fucking festive number plate last Friday on the way to my work.
How do you get a festive number plate?
It basically was a taxi going round saying Grinch. It was like GR11NCH.
Is that a personalised plate or is that a genuine plate?
Well, it's going to be personalised. Somebody's paid for that.
Maybe somebody's bought a car with Grinch on the number plate.
I mean, would you be a Grinch in an advertiser? Or is that somebody with an ironic sense of humour, do you think?
And maybe it's somebody with an ironic number plate. But do you know, like 10, 15 years ago, longer ago than that actually, I used to work in a parts department.
Yeah, you've
for
told
cars.
me.
Did I tell you about the number plate of a Ford Fiesta that came in? Yeah. This was its number plate. And this was in the year 2001, so the car would have been about 5-6 years old at the time. 1996 Ford Fiesta. P1550FF. That was its original number plate. So that car very quickly became known as the piss off car.
I mean, how did the DVLA let that one slip through the net? Because they have a list that they publish every year. This is like Santa's naughty list, and it's full of like all the number plates you can't have. Like BJ69 pops up well, that would have been 2019.
Probably, yeah.
But BJ pops up every year.
Well, here's another one for you. I won't mention the number plate itself, but a friend of mine has a funny number plate. She drives a Fiesta. And
does it say P155?
No. It says fetus.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm not even joking. Her number plate is fetus.
Did that come with a car? Or
Yeah,
did she...
that's a genuine number plate.
Wow.
So, Wham is coming back to be the Christmas number one, I believe.
You mean they're going to beat the Sakir is a murdering arsehole?
Is that actually a song?
Yeah, there's a thing. Apparently BBC are refusing to play this.
Really?
Keir's
I've
killing
never
the
heard
old
this.
people. Yeah, I haven't heard the song.
Oh, I'm going to have to look for this when I get home.
There's a campaign to get it played on Radio 1 because obviously the BBC go, well, we're impartial except
Look,
when it's pro-Tory.
Yeah, of course they're going to be impartial, but if they're going to put something like, he's a murdering cunt, that's pretty much, no radio station's going to touch that.
No, I don't know if it says murdering, but I think it basically says something along the lines
So it
of
still
Keir
says
Starmer's
cunt.
an evenist. Well, it might do. I haven't listened.
Or does it say, I can't power my house because of the pensioner?
Hang on, Sir Keir Christmas song.
That's it. Anyway, back to Wham being Christmas number one. Do you know what George Michael has in common with a welly boot?
Are we going down this route? Are we really going to do it?
They both get sucked off in bogs. And another thing, to be honest, with this being the Christmas special, my missus got me a really good advent calendar this year. Do you know what it is? It's made of wood. It's not a chocolate one.
Okay.
But it's the Nakatomi Tower.
Oh, nice.
And every day you move Hans Gruber down a day. So it's the iconic shot of when they genuinely dropped Alan Rickman and he shat himself and caught it in the slow motion bit. That's what it is, and you just move him down one bit every day. And on Christmas Day, I'm going to take Hans Gruber out and put a miniature pizza at the bottom of the Nakatomi Tower, so it's as if he's just gone splat.
I like the sound of that advent calendar. That's pretty cool.
Well, it beats the advent calendar I got my missus.
What's that?
A One Direction advent calendar.
All right, is she a fan of them?
No, but every time you open a window, Liam Payne falls out.
Wid Yi.
Right, normally we just go in a Tupperware box to get the widgets. We're very classy like that. I thought this week, bearing in mind it's Christmas and everything, I've brought some Christmas crackers.
And we've put the widgets in the Christmas crackers.
You have no idea how fucking hard work that was. I feel sorry for anyone who works in the Christmas cracker factory stuffing the little jokes in, only to watch them fall out again every 10 seconds. Go, fuck!
I actually feel sorry for those that work in Chinese fortune cookie factories. Imagine how hard it is to put these wee bits of paper in biscuit.
Yeah, you have my thoughts and prayers. So let's pull a cracker,
before you mention it, Chinese fortune cookies. This reminds me of years ago when me and an old girlfriend were in a Chinese restaurant. And you know when, like, I was there with her mum and her dad and all that sort of thing. It was one of those first meet my parents sort of thing, you know, which, fine, okay. So, it came to the fortune cookies at the end of the Chinese meal, and they all cracked open their fortune cookies, and it basically said, a penny saved is a penny earned. You know, that sort of general fortune cookie bullshit sort of thing that came along. And it just came along with my one. They said, oh, go and open it. And I thought, fuck's sake, I can't take this. This is just doing my head in. So that's why I sort of cracked open my fortune cookie and took out my bit of paper and I read it, and I looked kind of, And that's when my girlfriend at the time said, what's wrong? What is it? Okay. What does it say? What does it say? I just said, you have AIDS. I get dumped the next day.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, well, let's pull a cracker, moving swiftly on from your Chinese fortune cookie of doom.
So do you want me to tug on yours and you'll tug on mine? Is that how this works?
See who tugs hardest.
Go it, tug.
There we go. Well done for not hitting yourself in the face.
Oh, you win it this time.
You know, the hat isn't going to fit onto my head. None of the cracker hats ever actually fit my head.
My hand can barely fit around your head.
Well, you know.
I've just tugged it.
I know. Right. Would you tattoo yourself completely in permanent glow-in-the-dark paint and claim to be a radioactive superhero for £500?
I would do it for 200 quid.
What, tattoo yourself completely in permanent glow-in-the-dark paint and claim to be a radioactive superhero?
Well, can you imagine the fun you would have being the glow-in-the-dark guy? You would be the ultimate guy on the dance floor. Imagine the UV light. You're going to be glowing pure white. You're going to be like this alien thing.
You'll be on the Aberdeen Tramps website. Have you ever heard about that?
I have not heard of that. But why would I be a tramp? You know, just because I glow in the dark doesn't mean I'm going to be a tramp.
It's not necessarily about tramps. It's about like weird and wonderful local people.
Right.
Like the sandwich board Nazi guy who...
I don't remember. Well, I don't live in Aberdeen anymore.
Name, he calls himself like a freedom patriot. I'm sorry, but anyone who calls themselves a patriot instantly comes across as a complete and utter bellend.
Right.
This guy lives in a ground floor flat near a school in the middle of Aberdeen.
So far, he sounds just like a tramp.
Yes, he sounds like a tramp. He has a sign in the window that says, "Please don't bang on my window. This is alarmed." So of course the kids are going to fucking bang on it. You could be next to weird window sandwich board dude on the Aberdeen Tramps website because you're glow in the dark.
See, I come from the generation that remembers Guitar Wifey.
Yes.
Do you remember Guitar Wifey? She had 2 strings on a guitar and just didn't even make a tune of it, just thrum, 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 and occasionally she would go, yeah, 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 yeah.
It always sounded like a cat was being murdered.
It kind of did, but it was just like one of those brum, 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 and she was like one of those ultimate celebrities. You get drunk, you're walking up Union Street, there's Guitar Wifey with 3 strings on her guitar, and sometimes she had spoons, and she'd clack them on her knees.
And you would slip her a $5.
Yeah, it was a genius way of tax dodging, to be honest with you. I fully support tax dodging, for the record, so yeah.
She's probably retired to like Beeld sometime.
Fuck that, she's got a mansion in Beverly Hills now.
Probably. I mean,
yeah, she's no longer Guitar Wifey, she's now Guitar Goddess.
She's like a producer. She's like Jeff Lynne. Sitting there with this big perm and the sunglasses going, yeah man, I produced the Beatles too.
Actually no, when you say a big perm and sunglasses, that reminds me of one of those like novelty sunflowers that used to wave when you put music on in the 90s, which are now probably rotting in the ground somewhere, or probably not rotting in the ground because all the plastic, but you know what I mean.
If you stuck 5 of them in front of Guitar Wifey back in the good old days outside St Nick's in the middle of town, do you think they would have waved about or they would have winced in pain?
I reckon everyone that walked past her was kind of reminiscent of these flowers at the time. They just sort of waved about when you...
It just looked like you were wincing in pain the whole time.
Yeah, and all the drunk folk with all their perms and their sunglasses would wave about like some sort of wacky inflatable arm flailing tube man. Sweet.
You know, they have one of them not far from where I stay.
What, a Family Guy?
Well, no, a wacky wave thingy majiggery.
Wacky inflatable arm flailing tube man.
That's the one. I don't even think it's for like a car showroom. I think it's like for...
shits and giggles.
I think it's like tiles or fucking gravestones or something.
Why would you... Wait. Come by my gravestones! Wacky inflatable arm flailing tube man saying 2 for 1!
I mean, it'd be genius marketing, wouldn't it?
Not really. Alright, so you're asking me for 500 quid, would I tattoo myself head to toe in glow-in-the-dark paint?
You could call yourself radioactive, man.
Fuck it, I'll do that for a laugh.
Wid Yi.
Do you remember the episode a couple of weeks ago where we're speaking about gritters and gritter names? For those that haven't listened to the episode, check back and listen to it. I think it was episode 28 where we're talking about the names that Scottish government have given the gritters on the road. And we discussed, you know, they're not called gritter number 4 and gritter number 16. No. It's things like Spready Mercury and Gritney Spears and all that sort of shit. Well, we've had a few on YouTube and Instagram have been mailed into us. Have you seen these?
No.
No? We've got Stephanie from Inverness has given us one, and in no particular order, I will read these out.
Okay.
Adolf Grittler.
Fuck's sake. Stephanie. I feel like your dad. Stephanie.
Is that the kind of humour you have up there in Inverness? Jesus Christ. But I'll be honest with you, Will isn't much better. Mm-hmm. Sir Jimmy Gravel.
That's keep that one away from Aviemore.
Oh, I think we will. We've got Craig, our new listener. He's making his way through all the older episodes right now, but he's got in touch and given us this one. Snowsive Gritzel. Craig, that's low, man. That's low.
Even by our standards.
Yeah. Gary.
Yeah.
Peter Saltcliffe, the Yorkshire Gritter.
Are any of these family friendly?
Not really. We've got one from Lynn. Spread West.
There are some really good Scottish gritter names. I mean, you get Sir Gritshoy.
Sir Gritshoy, yeah, that's right. Spready Mercury, Gritney Spears.
Robert Burns.
If you're a fan of Still Game, there was Jack Jarvice.
Yeah.
And Victor McSprade.
Calvin Harrice.
Oh, Jesus.
I thought that was good. Sleetwood Mac.
Sleetwood Mac.
I think one of my favourites, though. You'll like this.
Right, go on.
Spready Van Halen.
Spready Van Halen!
Hey!
Sonic the Hedgehog 3's out this weekend.
It is.
Yeah, and they got Jim Carrey back out of retirement to play the part of Dr. Robotnik.
Even though he said he wouldn't. Now, it's funny because 30 years ago, 1994, you know how there's certain years you can remember, like, verbatim what you got for Christmas that year?
Yes.
94 is one of them years for me because I got a Ventura CD boombox thing.
Okay.
A little cheap fucking knockoff thing. Fair enough, that was cool.
Yep.
I got Theme Park for the Mega Drive.
Great game.
It really was. And I also got Sonic 3 for the Mega Drive.
Now,
so 30 years ago, that was... I remember going downstairs and really vividly telling my parents, I know I'm not meant to say anything in front of everyone else, but this is the best Christmas ever.
Well, do you want to know? I'm going to be controversial. 1994, I got Sonic and Knuckles.
Oh, yeah.
Which, it was released in the same year. It was an extension of each other, blah, blah, blah.
I might have got that at the same time as well.
But, controversially, I mean, kids today think they got it bad when they saw, you know, Bambi's mum get shot, or Dumbo's really trippy-ass dream sequence, or even when, in the film Who Framed Roger Rabbit, you know, when the shoe gets dropped in the barrel of dip, they call it. Quite traumatic, was it?
I can't really remember, but I'd imagine it would be, yeah.
Well, I challenge anyone to say that watching Sonic the Hedgehog drown in the labyrinth zone in the first one was not horrifying beyond belief.
It's the music.
It builds up the... And then even he... And he just looks like he's just swallowed his own stomach. And he just falls. It's horrible.
But then he's instantly okay because it's video games.
Well, it's video game, but then again, even when I was a kid, Sonic came out. The first Sonic I played when I was about 7, maybe. That it's a way of giving kids anxiety. No wonder we've got mental health issues these days in society, you know.
Are you genuinely blaming Sonic the Hedgehog for basically an epidemic?
To be honest, I've not got any mental health issues, as funny as you might think that is coming out of my mouth.
It really is.
Yeah, but end of the day, I found it I didn't find it offensive. That's what I found it kind of horrible. Somebody out there who's a weaker-minded person might not like it.
I mean, by the same token, what the hell were Nintendo thinking, having this massive mutant turtle thing, nicking an innocent princess and locking her away in a dungeon?
I have a theory that Bowser and the princess were actually madly in love.
You reckon?
Yeah, and Mario kept just stealing the princess because he's just trying to steal the princess off her boyfriend.
Because Mario's basically a dick.
Why would the princess always get caught unless she wants a little bit of Bowser's bow wow?
Bowser's bow wow, there's an expression I didn't expect to hear this week.
I'm diversifying here. Can we go back to Sonic a wee minute?
Yeah, we can.
Why is it that we don't see Dr. Robotnik look a little bit more hurt as the game progresses? Hear me out, right? So they first meet Dr. Robotnik in Act 3 of the Green Hill Zone.
Yeah.
And he has that sort of like demolition ball thing in the bottom of his little spaceship thing that he's got. But then Sonic hits it 8 times, and then he gets third-degree burns when the thing explodes. But why is it we're not seeing him in the Spring Yard Zone, that he's maybe got his skin peeling off, and he's like, you know, a wee bit more badly burnt? Surely by the time you face off against him in Scrap Brain Zone, he'd look like a napalm victim from 1960s Vietnam.
I mean, he would do, but here's the thing. You're putting kids through enough torture by Sonic drowning all the time.
Look,
maybe that's enough.
Maybe they put the Labyrinth Zone in because you can't get burnt underwater.
This is true.
Yeah. But I think Dr. Robotnik is actually the hero of Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'm sorry, what?
Hear me out. He is brand new every time you see him. No burns, no anything. He's invented some really amazing burn cream as a side project. Beats Sudocreme. It beats all this sort of Nivea After Sun shit. He is just in his exploded bloody health and safety hazard spaceship. It's exploded. He's limping away. He gets into this big cream thing, and he no longer looks like Freddy Krueger. He now looks like that fat guy with a moustache. Millions of burn victims out there today should hail Dr. Robotnik a hero, as he's capable of curing a disfiguring injury. But no, we just know him for building spaceships with giant hammers in the front of him so he can shoot arrows at a blue hedgehog. I mean, do you not see that he's actually some kind of genius here?
A little bit, but I also think you're kind of hero worshipping him there.
But I'd think he is actually a hero. And Sonic's a teenage little fucking tearaway that's stopping him doing his work. He's trying to cure burn victims, and he's been held...
I don't think he was.
I think he was.
I don't think he was. He was looking after himself.
Right. Do you not think it's a little bit over-elaborate? You've got this technological genius bad guy that's hunting a blue hedgehog. I don't fucking think so. He's trying to build a lab so he can build this burn cream, but this hedgehog's just saying, nah, fuck you.
I think you're overthinking a video game.
Well, You said that Sonic 3 was the best thing ever earlier.
Yeah. I said to my parents I had the best Christmas ever.
Yeah, because you had Sonic 3.
Uh-huh.
I, to be honest with you, thought Sonic 3 was maybe the weakest one of the original 4. I do, genuinely. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Well, we spoke about the shell shock of Sonic drowning.
Yeah.
Now, why is it every level in Sonic 3 has an underwater segment?
Because it's set on an island?
No. Right, you get the Hydro City Zone Act 1. You defeat the boss. This is what got me with Sonic 3, by the way. The whole drowning thing, right? Yeah. You defeated the boss in Hydro City Act 1, which was, for layman terms, Sonic 3 Level 2.
Okay,
the Hydro City. You defeat the boss, but you're still underwater when you beat the boss. Then
because the column's going round and round and round, isn't it? Like a washing machine.
So, Sonic has passed Act 1, the screen said, and as the numbers tallied up when I played it last week, Sonic drowned. An inescapable drowning.
Well, yeah, but that's a glitch. That's not intentional. That's a glitch.
It's one of those things, just when you thought it was safe and Sonic couldn't possibly drown, what does he do? He drowns when they're tallying up your score. So basically,
but then
you've got to get a shit score. You've lost a life, but you've got to get a shit score so it tallies up the numbers really, really quick. But every level in that game had an underwater scene, which did my head in. Even there was a circus level.
Yes.
Why did that have an underwater bit?
Because casinos have water.
It's not a casino, it's a circus.
No, sorry, circuses have water.
Where? Is this circus based in fucking Panama?
For the elephants. The elephants need water.
The lost city of Atlantis or something?
Yeah.
I don't think so. So, yeah, Sonic 3, the film, are you going to go and see it?
Yes.
I am.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik, a.k.a. Supreme Burn Victim Curing Guy. Perfect bit of casting, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, who else would you get to play Dr. Robotnik?
Dr. Robotnik himself.
I think Robin Williams.
I mean, if he was still here, he'd be manic.
Could you imagine him as Dr. Robotnik, though?
Oh, God, he would have been good.
He would have been fucking awesome.
I think he's the only person who'd be better than Jim Carrey.
Would he be better or would he be on par?
I think Robin Williams would be better, because there's no role I've seen Robin Williams in that I think anyone could have done better. And I mean anything he's ever done, comedic or otherwise, he just got humour, he got character. It
wasn't always about the humour, though. He was just good fucking actor.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't always about humour. He could get the characters. I mean, I'm trying to think.
But him in a serious role?
Yeah, 1 hour photo.
That was a creepy fucking film. I was actually going to go with Insomnia, the Stephen King book. No, it's when Al Pacino's a cop and he's called to this derelict, bloody, in the middle of nowhere village.
Yeah.
Because there's a serial killer on the loose.
Obviously.
Yeah. People are dying.
Yeah.
And he's interviewing everyone. He interviews Robin Williams, but it turns out Robin Williams has got a split personality. So the Robin Williams that he sees in the day-to-day is just a regular guy. He's got mental health problems. He's a bit depressed, blah, blah, blah. But he's got some sort of trigger that turns him into this axe-wielding maniac.
Okay.
It's a fucking good film, like.
Bicentennial Man. That's not comedic.
It had moments, though.
Yeah, but it wasn't him being Genie in Aladdin
I was about to say,
the goofy dad in Mrs. Doubtfire, you know?
Don't get me started, Mrs. Doubtfire. That was a serious role. I mean, a devoted dad, and he's getting divorced and he can't see his kids. You know, I'm sure there are loads of people that have been in that situation, but have they been able to convincingly be an old woman to fool their wife into... Yeah, no.
Good Morning Vietnam.
He didn't do that in Good Morning Vietnam.
No, he didn't, but he was in Good Morning Vietnam. I'm aware he wasn't Mrs. Doubtfire. Hello, dears. It's the Legion of Doubtfire here, playing the hits of the Beatles on KW Viet Bomb.
Hello there, my dears. Good morning, Vietnam.
Fuck, that's the crossover we need.
What, Good Morning Vietnam meets Mrs. Doubtfire?
Good morning, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Well, hello there, my dear.
Oh, God.
Now, I've got to get my hand in this wee box here and you're going to pull my cracker. Would you like to pull my cracker?
No, thank you, Lorraine Kelly. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Get your hands around the edge there. There we go.
Just on the tip.
Get a right good tug, my dear. Oh, you horrible, wicked little monkey.
It's actually quite convincing.
Is it a good Mrs. Doubtfire?
It's not bad. It's a solid 7 out of 10.
But as long as it's 7 out of 10, I'll take that.
Alright, what have you got for me, Mrs. Doubtfire, today?
Well there, Martin, my dear.
No, do it normally, because that's just going to put me off. I'm not going to take it seriously.
I think you should maybe listen to me when I do it as Mrs. Doubtfire. Here we go, my dear. For £1 million, would you go swimming in a barrel of toxic waste?
Is that it? For £1 million?
Yeah, for £1 million, would you go swimming in toxic waste?
Now, I've seen RoboCop where Emil drives into toxic waste, and I've seen what happened to Emil. He started melting instantaneously.
That's maybe a type of toxic waste, but some types of toxic waste, I've seen many films where you get superpowers.
Okay, so... Could you elaborate, or are you just going to go, well, you might get a superpower?
Well, you might get a superpower, you might get some sort of horrible disease, you might melt away. It's up to you, but you're getting £1 million for it.
Can I swim in this barrel in a biohazard suit?
Would a biohazard suit stop sulfuric acid?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't think so.
I'm not very good with science, but I know there's acid you can pour in a bath and it won't
I don't
melt.
think you'd be very good with toxic waste either, to be honest with you.
I don't think I would. Might be a bit smelly. I mean, it depends on the level of toxic waste. I mean, if you're talking about like someone's done a jobby in a pool and I'm swimming in a pool with a jobby at the other end.
Oh, that's basically any council swimming pool then, isn't it?
It is. Technically speaking, that is toxic waste.
Technically speaking. But what if it was some like used needles in a barrel and you had to go swimming in that?
That's like walking up Union Street on a Saturday night.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It's just like a typical night out in Glasgow, isn't it?
You see, it's a difficult one because it depends. £1 million is a lot of money, but at the end of the day, if I melt away, I can't really do anything with it because anytime I walk into a shop, people are going to run.
But what if it doesn't make you melt away? You know, what if it
lets me see through walls?
See through wooden doors.
Do you remember The Secret World of Alex Mack? She got hit by a truck full of toxic waste.
I do not remember this at all.
Did you have like cable growing up?
No.
We had Aberdeen Cable before they went bust and became Atlantic, who then went bust.
Aberdeen had cable?
Aberdeen had cable, and on it we got Nickelodeon.
Please say you had Jim Carrey as your cable guy.
No, we didn't, but I did have the VHS X rental anyway.
Cable guy!
Cable guy!
Are you talking about free cable?
On Nickelodeon, right, they had this thing called The Secret World of Alex Mack. And it was this girl, of course she was in like California, in the middle of Silicon Valley. This truck's driving past her one day, and obviously this big barrel rolls off, and all the toxic stuff hurtles over or splashes onto Alex, and she gains superpowers. Basically, she can turn into a puddle of piss and float around and get under doors and do stuff.
Wait a minute, she became the liquid metal man out of Terminator 2.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, I'd love that superpower.
It was like a really weird one to have where she turned into this sort of gloop and she could slide under doors and stuff and kind of lie there as a puddle on the floor. But obviously...
Chasing security guards up hallways in hospitals.
Her dad didn't know about this. Her dad worked at the company this van came from. I think her sister knew, and the whole idea of the show was they'd keep it secret from her parents because obviously the government would come and take her away and work out why she turned into a puddle of goo. You know, that's not a bad superpower to have.
There are better superpowers to have, to be honest with you, but I'll give you that. So,
it's not a terrible one.
But how many people do you know that have swum in toxic waste in real life and come out with superpowers?
I don't know anyone who's swam in toxic waste so far.
So, £1 million, would you do it? Hang on, maybe the music from Sonic 3 will help.
Go on then. Wid Yi. Everyone's getting excited about going to see Christmas movies and that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, going to see A Wonderful Life. It's not Christmas till I see A Wonderful Life. I'm dead excited about going to see Sonic 3, genuinely.
I really want to see that film quite.
Yeah.
I've wanted to see it for years.
I'm amazed at how quickly they've got these out over the last few years, to be honest.
One every 2 years,
It's
2.5
not
years.
bad.
You know,
It's not
all
bad
right.
going.
This day and age, it's all right. To be honest, I'm actually more happy that they managed to get Jim Carrey to finish off his role as Dr. Robotnik.
Because every time he's done a Sonic movie, he's threatened, right, that's it, I'm retiring now.
Yeah, and to be fair, yeah, he likes his life and the quietness of his art studio doing whatever he does these days, but the way that they ended with Sonic 3, where he was in the big Death Egg thing that he made at the end of Sonic 2, the game, then it exploded. Dr. Robotnik fucked off, nobody knows where he was, his body was never found. That's because he's in a tub of Vaseline rubbing in all this anti-burn cream into himself.
You're convinced.
I am
convinced.
Prove me wrong.
I will try.
You can't, can
By
you?
the end of the episode, I will try.
Right, so now they've got him back.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be Dr. Robotnik, and now he's fat.
Of course, yeah, the fat suit's out.
The fat suit's out, yeah, so, yeah, will this be his last outing in a film?
Hopefully not.
I don't know. Who knows? He is getting on a bit. Yeah. Anyway, we're on about Christmas films, and you're on about, it's not Christmas, I've seen It's a Wonderful Life.
Well, no, I'm saying people say that. That's not me
yeah,
personally.
I know, but I know people say it, but
yeah.
Have you seen any Christmas films this year?
No.
No, I've done nothing but watch Christmas films so far in December.
Have you watched the 2 Home Alones?
I have. I watched them last week.
Because there are only 2 in
There
this
are
universe.
only 2, yeah. Did you know there's actually a Home Alone 5?
Yes.
Did you really?
I did. I knew that 3 was
Shite.
4 was really shite. 5 was non-existent. And then there was the reboot where
I know.
Kevin McAllister came back as the cop.
I haven't seen that one.
That came out a couple of years ago, and it looked... In fact, I started watching the Home Alone reboot to see how terrible it was.
Right.
And it's like that Matrix reboot that came out a couple of years ago. They literally just took the original film, brought back some old actors, and then retold the entire story, more or less line for line. But then they fucked it up by... It was almost line for line, but then they changed little things. And it's like, well, if you're going to do it line for line, just stick to the original fucking script.
Well, the only reason I know there was a Home Alone 5 was because I picked it up and I thought, great, it's pornographic material, when it wasn't. It was called Bone Alone, right? And basically it's about a dog fighting off burglars that's been left bone alone. But when I picked up the thing Bone Alone, I thought, great, a wee bit of wank material for the weekend. The wife's away. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Why am I thinking there's jazz fucking DVDs in Asda? And then you think, do they actually make pornographic DVDs anymore? I don't know.
Probably not.
Since Pornhub, I mean, why would you pay however much for a DVD when you can just chug away for nothing to new material every day? I don't get it. Anyway, this year we've watched Home Alone, we've watched Bad Santa, brilliant film, and we've watched The Grinch. Now, I've watched a couple as well that I class as Christmas films, but nobody else seems to.
Like?
On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't call that a Christmas film.
But it's James Bond fighting Blofeld at Christmas.
But I don't think it being set at Christmas is enough on its own.
Really?
To constitute a Christmas film.
He's getting away from Blofeld's henchmen. And he's skiing down the Alps in Austria, wherever the hell he is.
Yeah.
And there's a load of Christmas trees around him and all that as he's fighting the guy, and he throws him into a wood chipper machine thing, and then you see all the red go up against the tree with the blood. Red's a Christmas colour.
Okay.
So you've got the Christmas tree covered in a nice festive red.
And you've had the snow, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, fine. It doesn't actually tackle the theme of Christmas.
No.
But it's set at Christmas.
Okay.
Right, I've got another one. Not many people have seen this film, but in the 90s, there was a duo that made lots of films together. I think I count maybe 3 films they made together, maybe 4, right?
Go on then.
And it was Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson. They were in several films together.
Were they?
Yeah, they were. White Men Can't Jump was one of them.
Yeah.
I can't remember the other one, but there was the last one they did together. It was a film called Money Train. Have you seen that?
I have seen that, yeah.
That's actually a really good film. Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson as adopted brothers, and Woody Harrelson tries to rob the money train on Christmas Eve.
That's right.
Or is it Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve? Whatever. It's all set at Christmas. There's Christmas trees around. He's got into debt over Christmas.
Obviously.
Yeah. And he's trying to rob the train to give 2 fingers up to his boss.
Yeah.
And long story short, they do it in the end.
Okay.
But that's a Christmas film, I think.
I mean, I would have just gone straight in with Die Hard.
You think, okay, yeah, I'm with you. Die Hard is a Christmas film.
Set at Christmas.
Yep.
There's Christmas...
Wait. That last argument is defunct because you said James Bond couldn't be a Christmas film because it's set at Christmas.
Yeah, on its own, there's more to the argument than that.
Right.
In Die Hard, it's set at Christmas.
Yeah, wait, that is not the point.
Well, it's the starting bit.
Right.
He's going to a Christmas party.
Right.
There's Christmas music.
Right, yeah. Now
they wear Christmas jumpers.
Right, now, why you just say that? Instead of just saying it's set at Christmas, we've already established because a film's set at Christmas doesn't mean it's a Christmas film, so you can't use
on
that.
Its own.
Right?
On
but
its own.
Leave all that out and just say it's set at a Christmas party. I would accept that.
He tells a Christmas joke.
He sells many Christmas jokes.
He puts a guy in a lift with a very festive jumper
that he made himself with a wax. Was it blood or was it wax? I don't know.
Maybe it was wax.
Ho.
Now I have a machine gun.
Okay, now I'm with you on that. Die Hard is a Christmas film.
Yeah.
But there's another Christmas film I watched. Nobody else thinks this is a Christmas film, but I'm telling you, it is a Christmas film. Alien.
Is it set at Christmas?
How do you know it's not set at Christmas?
Are they wearing Christmas jumpers?
Well, in space, there's no seasons, so how do you know it's not set at December the 25th? You just don't know the date this thing is set.
Does everyone start panic buying before the shop shut as if the world's going to end and food's going to run out?
There's panic.
Do they tell bad jokes that have been packaged in a shit little cracker?
There's a couple of bad jokes between, like banter from the 2 crew members together.
Do they have badly fitting hats that rip the second you try and ram them on your head because your head's bigger than the hats can possibly accommodate?
That does not constitute it being a Christmas film. Do you want to know why I think this is a Christmas film?
Well, you better put me on my misery.
Right, okay. Well, Alien is a Christmas film. You're saying Die Hard is a Christmas film, which it is, but by that theory, you must think that Alien is a Christmas film as well. Right, Die Hard.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis crawling about air vents, picking off terrorists one by one. Right.
Yeah.
Alien, is exactly the same film, just taken from another perspective.
What, the aliens?
No. Bruce Willis is wondering about the vents and it's all from his perspective. In Alien, it's from the terrorist perspective. Something's picking them off one by one from the air vent.
Okay.
There you go.
So by that logic, Alien's a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Fine.
Actually, you're missing something out.
What's that?
The true meaning of Christmas. An Alien has the true meaning of Christmas.
Presents and eating far too much.
No.
Drinking far too much.
No.
Eating chocolate for breakfast.
No.
Playing Mario till late.
No.
Playing Sonic 3 till late.
No. The virgin birth. Martin, I see you've got your cracker hanging up there. Do you want me to give it a wee tug?
I mean, what's a tug between friends?
Am I tugging off Brian Blessed now? Is that what
Merry Christmas! Right, hang on.
Right, okay, let's have it.
Would you hand out 500 business cards with your own phone number on them, followed by I shag fish? £302. I mean, nobody's going to take that seriously, are they?
Oh,
my name's Dave. I shag fish.
phone
07.
number.
No one's going to take that seriously.
They might take it seriously if I put the WhatsApp your widget number on it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we could put cards around Aberdeen that say I shag fish and put the WhatsApp number on.
Can we not have I shag fish and then put a photo of somebody we don't like? Oh,
yeah.
I don't know what
There's
I would
so much
say to that
potential
one.
with that.
Yeah. I mean, what could possibly happen for handing out your business card with your number on it that just says I shag fish and then your phone number?
Would this be like OnlyFans? People phone up and go, I'd like a photo of you and the fish.
Fucking hell.
Would you send me the fish once you've done it?
Wouldn't it be funny if there was like an OnlyFans link at the bottom for my shagging fish channel? For the record, the fish will be dead.
It'd be slightly worrying how many people actually click follow.
Oh, I don't want to know.
£302. All you got to do is make up some business cards. I mean, fuck me. What's that site that everyone uses for business cards?
Vistaprint or something.
That's the one. Thank you. You're going to be about £3 for 500 business cards. I mean, they'll spam you forever more, but you'll get 500 business cards for £300.
500 business cards for 300 quid. That's a bit of a rip-off.
£3.
300 quid's a bit of a rip-off.
Well, you'd only have £2 profit as well.
Yeah, exactly.
500 business cards, £3. I shag fish, then a phone number and a picture of someone shagging a fish.
Wait. Did you just say you shag fish?
No, I'm saying that's what you put in the business cards.
He says he shags fish. Right, short answer, no. But I would like to jump onto Christmas telly this year, if I may.
It's going to be awful, isn't it?
It's going to be fucking... Well...
I saw somebody critique ITV's Christmas Day offering.
Right.
They're literally showing The Chase.
All day.
Well, no, at like 4 in the afternoon.
But that's like what they show every day, though.
Well, this is it.
I mean,
Christmas is meant to be better.
I quite like The Chase, don't get me wrong, but is this all we're getting now from TV and it's just shite?
Well, I mean, Mrs. Brown's Boys is back.
That's got to be one of the worst TV shows ever.
The BBC are desperate to punt it. It's like, please, would you just watch it? Just watch. Problem is, when people watch it, then they get an idea like, let's make another one. I think there's going to be, if I remember rightly, there's going to be a Christmas episode and a New Year episode of Mrs. Brown's Boys.
Oh, no.
You're warned now, turn your telly off when it's on.
Right, can I be honest as well? There's another one I think it'll be maybe a bit worse than that. Gavin and Stacey.
I mean, I used to subscribe to that train of thought. This is one of the few good things that came of my short-lived marriage.
What, Gavin and Stacey?
Yeah.
I hated that show.
Well, so did I. I still think James Corden's a massive cunt.
He is. I just will not watch anything he's in.
But the rest of the cast make it worth watching.
The rest of the cast are good, but James Corden's so bad at it that he just dwarfs them all out. I mean, and that just means that any time I look at Gavin and Stacey, he's there. And every time, there's Rob Brydon being... I mean, I quite like Rob Brydon.
Uncle Bryn.
I'm Rob Brydon. And every time he comes up, he says, I'm Rob Brydon. And you've got James Corden coming in, all 44 stone of him. Just go, but I'm James Corden.
Pishwari
I fucking hate James Corden.
I think you should give it a chance and just pretend James Corden is somebody likeable.
I can't. No. James Corden's got the kind of face I want to burn.
Are you asking me to step into Christmas? Step into Christmas?
Wid Yi.
I reckon we can shoehorn in one more widget, not only for the episode, but for the series. We are going to have... That sounded sarcastic. We're going to have some of January off.
Do you want a... Aww.
I mean, you could give it your biggest genuine... Aww.
Well, why don't we get Lily Phillips, a porn actress, to give us one?
But yeah, on a serious note, we are going to take January off and just kind of...
chill.
Do nothing.
Yeah, I'm sick of seeing this ugly bastard every Friday night anyway. I've got to look at him every Friday night for the last 30 weeks.
I mean, it's a privilege and an honour. Thank you. You're welcome. I feel sorry for the kebab shop owners of town who are going to have a difficult enough January when nobody's got any money, and they're not going to have us in delighting them.
Well, nobody's got any money in January, but nobody's got any money in February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, or November, and we're funding them through these.
February and March aren't too bad because you don't have your council tax bill.
Debatable.
That sounds very middle-aged. Sounds very middle-aged. I don't my council tax bill.
Anyway,
yeah.
Here's the widget, and to finish it, it's a Would You Rather.
Oh, God.
So it does actually say no escape, one or the other.
But they always say that, and I somehow manage to weasel out.
That's because every time I give you a Would You Rather, you always go, no.
Because they're awful.
Well, this is just one of those ones that you have to answer one or the other.
Right, go on,
Now,
man.
would you rather do the chick from Teeth, or would you rather do the chick from Species?
Remind me what happens with the chick from Species. I'm painfully aware what happens with the chick from Teeth.
I haven't seen Species in like 30 years, but it's this beautiful woman who's an alien. She shags you, and then you give birth to her alien offspring in a horrible, brutal way, similar to the film Alien. But instead of getting raped by a spider face hugger thing, you get like shagged by a supermodel.
I'm guessing the baby comes out your pee-pee.
I can't even remember. The baby just bursts out of you.
Oh.
It's quite horrible, horrible, you know. So both are immensely hot ladies, but both have got issues. So you've got to shag one of them.
Which one's going to be the quickest and least painful way to go?
Well, the chick from Teeth just bites your dick off.
So you don't actually die?
You don't actually die, but you live the rest of your life with no dick.
Okay.
Or the chick from Species.
Yes.
Gives you a death. You get to keep your dick when you die, but these things burst out of you, and I can imagine that'll be fucking painful.
But it also sounds instantaneous.
I don't know if it would. I mean, I'll have to rewatch Species. It's been so long. But I remember it's a very slow, sort of like John Hurt getting burst out of in the first Alien.
Tell you what.
What?
You watch it, then I'll give you my answer.
Thanks for listening.
Would you do us a favour and check back again next week?
And don't forget to find and like us on the socials.
Wid Yi.